Morning, Shed Talk. Thursday. The week is nearly over. What have we done in that week? What have we done? I'm just whispering because it's coming into the garden. It's still a little bit early. Some of the neighbours might be asleep. They've got the windows open. I don't want to wake them up. Although they should be up, so they should be active, should be training. You know. And put it there. So the week is nearly over, and have you got done what you wanted to get done? Do we keep putting off what we want to do, how we want to be? Think, I'll start that tomorrow. I'll start it next week. I'll give you a few tips. This is what John does. So I do these videos. I'm talking, for some of you perceive it as having a positive mental attitude. It's a little bit more than that. It's having positive mental action. So I have persistence in what I talk about. And every day I try to focus on the ideal self, who I want to be through the day. And that's not being holier than thou, because I'm far from that. But it's the energy. What I want to focus on is how I'd rather be in myself. Because if I focus on how I'd rather be within myself, my energy changes. You've heard us say it before when I work with Dean Kirkham, we bang on about where your mind goes, the energy goes. It does. You know, what you think about comes about within yourself. It's part of the same system. Thoughts produce feelings. So I'll include Dean in this. We're in a place of feeling pretty cool and feeling as if, want to get up and want to train and want to do different things and we want to be in a better mindset. And the reason that we know we're in a better mindset is the way that we feel each day. Because again, them feelings come from thoughts. So if you want to know how you're thinking, just be aware of your feelings. Because your feelings is actually a guidance system to this. Your feelings will let you know how you're thinking. But sometimes they get masked, don't they, them feelings, because we've had them feelings for such a long time. And they just get ingrained in them body minds, and which is just a subconscious mind. Again, your subconscious mind is just below consciousness, you're not aware, you're just on these patterns of behaviour, you're just doing. Even saying, I'll start this tomorrow, I'll start it next week. They're all patterns of behaviour, they're all ways of being. You're programmed and keep programming yourself to be like that. You're running this hardware, and again, you're not conscious of it, it's subconscious, just doing. So if you'll focus on the best ideal of you as often as you can through the day, and start running some new hardware, eventually that will become some software, and that will just be the natural reaction for you to be. So if you're coming under a stressful situation and you've been running some hardware where you respond in a way that you wish you didn't respond, that might overeating, might be some avoidance there might be still a little bit of anger there, whatever's there. But if you don't want that, then you've got to start focus on how you want to be and start to run some new software, if you like. And with persistence with that, you'll just become the new you. And that's how you change. It is that easy. And the most difficult thing about this is giving the time and attention to how you want to be. Because if you keep focusing on how you don't want to be, you're going to get that emotions, you're going to get them feelings, you're going to get them thoughts. And they will just grow, and you'll just keep running it. And with persistence being in that way, it just becomes a hardwired behaviour, and it becomes difficult to change. But what we say when we're working with people, Dean and myself, if you have persistence in working on how you want to be and have an idea of how you would rather be, we've called it target self in the past. And you have persistence with that and persistence with it, you'll get your desired outcomes. And it's when you're in a tricky situation and you start to feel uncomfortable and these old programs and your body mind's kicking back in and wanting to run the program for you, you've got to learn to settle your mind down. And don't give in to the old programs. Because, from being born to 6, we're just invalidated by how the world is, and we're taking it all on board, because of where our conscious is and how our brain's not fully developed. So we're just in theatre place, just subconsciously just being hypnotised, programmed, which we need to be. We need to be able to do that, but some programs don't serve us well. And through growing up, we carry these programs, and these programs are usually how other people perceive, behave, and do, and we take that on board. And sometimes, it doesn't serve us well, or sometimes it does serve us well. But again, if it's not serving you well because of the way you feel. So, as we get older, we only learn through repetition. You learn to drive your car through repetition. You don't even think about it now. It's become a subconscious driver. You just do. It's in the 95% of just doing where you're not conscious to think about doing it. So for me, getting up in the morning, it's just a natural reaction to sit, start doing some mindfulness, start focusing on the ideal self. And again, it's not ego driven. The ideal self is training, you have the conscious awareness when you're working with people, you're doing the best you can as a dad, and you focus on them aspects. You're giving people time and attention, and that's how I want to be. I've done it for 20 years, so I've just been programming myself for 20 years, giving people time and attention. So I come through repetition. Prior to that, I didn't give anybody time and attention. Focus on how you want to be through the day, the best ideal of you through the day. Just try it. And when you start to wander away from that, just fetch yourself back to it. And with persistence, you will release the resistance.